Warning, this podcast contains John Wayne.
That's a lie. Hello everyone, and welcome to the As Seen on TV podcast for Legends of Tomorrow, Season 1, Episode 11, The Magnificent Eight. I'm your host, Clio, and with me I have Nikki, Rachel, and Dom, somewhere.
Somewhere in one of, yes.
One of those directions.
Why wasn't this episode 8?
I was just going to ask that.
Episode 8, The Magnificent Eight?
Yes.
Because timing and television.
Gotcha.
Doesn't work that way. So, apparently this is a period in time that's super in flux. Right? They were talking about dark zones, or, what was explaining
times that the Time Lords can't see.
Yeah.
The Time Lords.
Whatever they are.
Time Masters.
Time Masters. Same freaking difference.
It's more or less, to be honest.
More or
Except
less the same.
They're human. But just as much of dicks as the Time Lords are. Yeah, no, but this is like, this was, it's
1871.
71 is like around that time, is like a time of flux. Like, I guess time travelers keep coming, and it keeps like
and
not settling.
What was really interesting to me is when they just like went balls to the wall, busted out everything that they had, the flying around, lasers going off, everything, and the townsfolk were just like running for cover, but they weren't like, oh my god, they were just like, whatever.
Well, they had that sort of like awe on their faces.
Mm-hmm.
That's all like they could muster. It's just like, what the
fuck just happened?
Yeah.
But like he said, you know, it's one of those things where they're gonna say, "Oh, this happened in our town." Everyone's gonna be like, "No, it didn't." No one's gonna believe them. So.
Yeah. Well, that's what Rip was saying. Like, the most powerful thing is denial.
Yep.
Yeah, suspended belief.
If society deems you crazy, no one's gonna listen.
Yep.
But I found Jonah Hex and Rip's whole thing.
There's a story behind that.
Oh my god, I want it in more detail so badly.
Mm-hmm.
Can we get another spin-off?
Just the Jonah Hex show? Yes, let's do it. Well, he was so perfect.
Oh, Jonah Hex is great.
It's another sitcom that was coming from CW?
Oh my god,
DC Universe?
Yes.
No. Let's be generous. Give it to CBS. You know, like they're playing nice. They're sharing for now, so we could share too.
That's one of the things like fandoms want, is like just everyday life stuff, and if it's just like a sitcom with.
Make it a web series.
That'd be great.
Make it a web series of Jonah Hex. It'd be fantastic.
Sally says she doesn't know anything about Jonah Hex. That's all you need to know. He is a grizzly cowboy.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it? There's nothing interesting? Do we know how he got his face? He goes, you know, there's things aboard our ship that can fix your face.
He's like, what's wrong? He
That
didn't say face. He goes, you know, there's things that can fix what?
That was so rude, by the way.
That was really rude.
I mean, but leave it to Ray to be naive and
of course.
Not know what he's talking about.
Of course.
Mm-hmm. I can say that I actually watched this episode with my daughter, and she did not like Ray at all. She's like, he's so stupid.
He's pretty stupid. Like, for a super smart dude, he is really stupid.
Yep.
He doesn't have the other smarts to go along with his.
Yeah. She also thought his suit was lame, so.
Yeah. Well,
whatevs.
Yeah, it's a 10-year-old, right? 11-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I'm looking for how he got his scars.
I feel like it was acid or something.
I think he got burned, didn't he?
I could have sworn it was acid. I don't remember.
I don't remember either. But I mean, I'm not saying that Hex, but what we got of Hex is, I mean, obviously the surface, but that's what he's about. He's like very nonplussed and only says what needs to be said and is a boss the rest of the time.
Yeah.
And is usually thrown into the future or thrown in with people from the future. And like his dynamic with them is always hilarious. What was I was gonna say something about that Rip named his kid after Jonah Hex.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I want to see. I want the backstory to that. Why was so there that he would name his kid after him? You know. It's just,
Well, and Rip tells Hex that he knew what was going to happen when he left. He knew what was going to happen to that town, which makes me think the reason he left wasn't because it would be hard for him to leave later, but because he knows Hex's future. And if it's something terrible, and if he was very good friends with him, I don't think he could have stuck around to see it.
yeah.
But it seems like he's either had those scars for a long time, or he got them from that town when it got sacked.
So
I actually thought about that. But I didn't think that it would be Rip's son. I thought that it could just be he was a baby from the future that they for some reason brought back.
I thought
time
Rip's
and was
son
raised.
was one of the hunters that's hunting them.
I don't think so, because they
No,
killed those
they
three.
killed them, but I mean, like, that's what we talked about last time.
see
Oh, yeah.
when you're talking when Dom said maybe Hex is actually his son. First thing that popped in my head was Doctor Who and the Melanie and
Yeah.
the pond scene.
Oh, my mic was
God.
actually my mic was muted for that. But what I said was maybe it's Jonah. Heck, maybe it's his son from the past that went to the future from another timeline. That's what I said. So for the people in stream that didn't hear that, but they did, I muted my mic when the sirens went by. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's a very that was a plot in a Doctor Who episode.
Yeah.
Well, actually, a whole season.
I actually just looked, guys. The Jonah Hex was his facial injuries are traced back to being sold into slavery by his father to the Apache for safe passage, and then he got into a battle with a chief, and they sabotaged the tomahawk. He tried to use it in self-defense, and it broke, and they saw this as breaking the rules for a sacred battle and sentenced Jonah to wear the mark of the demon by pressing a searing hot tomahawk to his face. So, I don't know if that's what they're going to go with for this, if we're going to get an answer anytime soon. Did we not see Jonah Hex in the Flash? I know we saw him in the Flash when he was transversing worlds. Did he have the scars? I thought he didn't have the scars in that.
It was very hard to tell.
Yeah,
and it could have been the wrong side of his face. I think
That's
it was
true.
the unscarred.
Yeah, the right side of his face, which is the unscarred side. Yeah, no, he's got the scars there.
Yeah, he has.
Yeah,
Okay.
I see it.
Yeah, so he did have the scars.
Yeah, he did.
So we still don't know if that is this version of Jonah Hex. It might not be. It's all still questionable.
I mean, it looks very, the actor looks very similar.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, it is probably the same actor, but what I meant is not the same Earth. It might not be the same Earth
Gotcha.
version of Jonah.
Right.
So Ray just, like, immediately goes off on all this cowboy shit.
It's kind of like Stein when he went with the space.
Oh my god, you're right!
Yeah, it's just the
The
opposite.
space captain.
Yeah.
You're right.
That's
this
what
is, like,
reminded
the
me.
same thing.
This is his term. Like, I watched a lot of westerns when I was a kid.
And I love, he's like, my name is John Wayne. It's like, how long have you waited to call yourself John Wayne?
Oh, right.
He's been doing that a lot, though, hasn't he? He's been like referencing things from the future. When he was in the, I feel like he did this just in another episode just recently.
You mean like
When
when
he introduced to his niece?
Yeah, what did he say
Yeah.
his name was?
I can't remember.
Oh, it was something nerdy. You're right.
It was something nerdy.
Odd.
I can't remember it. Anyways, but yeah. Well, they don't want to tell their real names.
Yeah.
I mean, not that it matters a whole lot. I guess it does, but
It's like when Marty went to Back to the Future and said his name was John Wayne.
did he?
Yeah.
Oh, of course he did. I don't remember that one as much.
Yeah, nobody really cared for the third Back to the Future.
I liked it. I just thought I didn't watch as much as the other ones. But yeah, I love it, and it's, we've seen it like so many times in other like Western style stuff where it's like, oh, the current sheriff is like, fuck it, I don't want to die here. Just hands like the first person the sheriff's badge. He's like, I'm gonna go, cause I like being alive.
Yeah.
I like my life just too much.
And Ray's just like, oh, okay. Want me to be your deputy? No, you're the sheriff.
I just love the whole thing. I was like, of course they're starting a bar fight. That's just them. Of course.
Who expected them to not start?
I know, right? Rip hope they wouldn't have, but
Yeah.
come on.
He should just give up.
I know, he really should. It's not gonna happen.
Don't get into any trouble. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
And it's like, you know, it's one thing if some of them wanted to go check out the town, but they all walked down the street in like this posse type fashion, like Reservoir Dogs. And it's like, what are you doing? That's not subtle.
Reservoir Dogs.
Well, they were
Yeah.
all like in a straight line. It's
Yeah.
like Reservoir Dogs, just walking down the streets. What are you doing?
I want to do that sometime. Can we just get a group
Slow
of people
motion?
in
Yes.
slow motion walk down like this, not in the middle of the street, but like the sidewalks of New York,
Yeah.
side by side, like just all walk together.
We'd have to go to like 6th Avenue where the
Yeah.
sidewalks are huge.
Yeah.
I was gonna say we should do that at compounds when the guy with the chainsaw is coming at us.
No. Do it in New York wearing all like Wild West cowboy gear.
Oh my god.
No.
And what I noticed in this, that S.T.A.R came out to be a really good sharpshooter in this thing.
Yeah.
He was really good with those guns.
Snart shot first.
He was playing sniper. You're right, S.T.A.R did shoot first.
Just wait until this Legends comes out on DVD and they put in the special edition version, and
Get out.
we might have a debate on that later.
If
It's
the
time
other
travel.
guy-
It's in
if the other
flux.
guy shot first, I would have been dead.
Yes, that's true.
Not if he ducked.
That's true.
But I love I loved this episode because there's so many different things
Oh,
going on. There's a lot of humanity in this whole entire episode.
Sally's right. He wasn't John Wayne in Back to the Future. He was Clint Eastwood.
And I said,
Yeah.
Okay.
My bad.
but there's a lot of humanity. I mean, with Stein and the little boy, and
Yeah.
Kendra, and her past, and there was a lot of that. And I don't know. I just loved this episode. I
Yeah,
really,
there was
really
a
did.
lot of.
This episode was magnificent.
Yeah.
So-
It was
There
so
was a lot
good.
of- There was a lot of like subtle team bonding. Are you laughing at my fake laugh?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Ha ha ha. Okay.
Ha 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 ha. There was a lot of subtle team bonding where like it was Stein was talking to S.T.A.R about how Stein's father was a card shark, and he would
Right.
slide cards on the table and teach Stein how to count cards and shit, and that's something S.T.A.R understands. His dad took him on jobs. He made him use his tiny little baby hands.
Decided a baby hand.
That's what he said. He's like,
I
tiny
know.
fingers.
I know.
But yeah,
and, I mean,
like that.
It also told him, you don't have to be like your father.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. That was also Stein telling S.T.A.R.
Telling S.T.A.R, yeah.
Yeah. Which was the
It's like,
super.
you don't have to be like your father.
Yeah, that was
You can be
was
better.
yeah, super great bonding. But then there was Kendra and Sarah, and we've seen them bond before, but like this was nice because Sarah was opening up. She was like smiling. It's like
She loved
I've
this
never seen
point
you
in
smile
time.
before. Yeah.
She actually loved it. It's
Yeah.
kind of weird. It was kind of weird.
Yeah. She was having fun. And oh my god, I thought it was so funny. She drank Mick under the table.
I love how the bar fight was raging and Mick is sitting there drooling on the bar.
Yeah.
It was so good.
He's out.
He tried to take on Sarah. It's what happens.
Ugh. And their alcohol back then wasn't very good. Like
God,
it tastes like gasoline. And chances are,
it is.
it is. That's why so many people died from.
Well, there's a lot of things people died from back then.
That was very nasty stuff.
Yeah, no, truly. I really liked Kendra finding her past self. Like that, I did not expect that to be.
This was crazy though. She was old.
Yeah, we were talking about this. It's 'cause,
yeah.
Like I was thinking that they would find an old Carter who had lost a Kendra.
Right.
We found the other way around.
Yeah. I didn't think that they made it that far in their lifespan. I didn't think that was possible for them.
Well, we're also not sure what Savage is up to at this point. If he's preoccupied with some world-dominating shit, then, I mean...
That's true, but this could also have something to do with the area they're in, because this area is also the fixed time in which, the time masters can't see. So maybe it works the same way for Savage.
Possibly.
Well, she lost her Carter pretty young. And she tried to, go find someone else, and she just wanted to be alone.
Yep. She became
whatever
bitter.
happened, it ended badly.
Mm-hmm.
And she's never met. It's not Ray. It's not. Well, it's truth what Sarah said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You never know.
This is your life, not hers. Technically, same life, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. She just seemed very defeated.
Yeah.
In life, which I understand with all her hardship and heartache that she's had.
Did she recognize her younger self?
I'm sure she did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe not at the bar. Maybe she ran away from it, at the bar.
Mm-hmm.
Not wanting to really look. But definitely when she's...
If you saw yourself somewhere, you wouldn't, freak out?
She probably did, because she
did
was
because
there 1 second and then she disappeared.
Yeah, when she bumped into her bar, she turned around and then she was gone. She's like, I ain't sticking around for this one.
I would, chase me down and be like, high five, bro.
Well, especially if you're versed in, a supernatural thing. You're reincarnated. If you see, another version of yourself and you're, old and tired, you're like, oh, nope, I can't handle it, leaving, bye. Let my younger self handle that, I'm gone. I completely understand that. I would do that too. Be like, oh, nope.
I'm doping myself out of this one.
Yeah.
Nope.
I mean, she gave her a little more insight. I mean, the whole bracelet. And...
Yes, another artifact from their past.
You're going to kill Savage with a bracelet?
Hey!
You're going to make her feel pretty?
The bracelet can be molded into something else.
I was going to say that.
It was just funny. The way she said,
it also looked like it had a sharp part.
Yeah.
So.
It was just funny the way she said it. She's like, you're going to kill him with a bracelet?
Mm-hmm.
Have you thought about this?
Have you thought this through all the way? No, we haven't thought about any of this.
None. Zero.
All.
We just keep chasing him down with no plan.
Exactly.
It'll work one of these times, or we'll die trying.
Like we have half a plan sometimes, but...
Yeah, and the half a plan is we know where he is.
Yeah, that's the half.
That's about it. And the other half is don't get in trouble, which we never follow. And
no, never goes that way.
It never works out.
No. Yeah.
It never works out.
Never.
That's what's funny about this team. That never happens.
Yeah.
So far, no.
Yeah. And I really like Stein's arguments with Rip about shouldn't interfere, but you interfere all the time. That whole back and forth was really interesting.
Yeah, well, the rules are gonna have to change now.
Yeah.
He saved H.G. Wells' life.
He did.
So you know what?
So that makes me think
Yep.
that H.G. Wells was going to get better anyway.
Yep.
Unless this is a fixed point in time in which the events are always meant to happen this way.
Maybe that's why it's flux.
Mm-hmm.
Because H.G. was always meant to be saved.
It's
Yeah.
possible.
But maybe it's one reason why this area is always in flux.
It's one
Or
of those
maybe
weird...
maybe in this version he was never meant to contract TB at all.
Maybe.
And the fact that Stein was there set it right.
Maybe.
He could.
But yeah, I thought that was awesome, and it's like, because we also talked about this, like, forget which episode, probably a couple weeks ago. But where, if this inspired him, seeing these guys.
Yeah, the Flash.
Him,
We were talking about the Flash emblem.
Flash. Okay. Yeah, so if seeing these guys fight in all their sci-fi glory, inspired him to write War of the Worlds and stuff like that.
Right.
And the Time Machine. Would that not have happened? But like, my theory is that it was always meant to be that way, and without seeing them, he just had the urge and like the divine inspiration to write that stuff. But having seen them, it's like, it all makes sense. It's just what I think.
You're H.G. Wells. H.G. I like that.
So funny. Because I knew as soon as they were going to say his name, I'm like, he's somebody important.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's the reason why he got attached to a little boy.
Mm-hmm. It makes me want to go back and read some H.G. Wells stuff.
Yeah.
I want to read The Time Machine again.
Oh, that's great.
It's a good book.
Yeah, it is. It's fantastic.
Very weird movie, but a good book.
Maybe this is where he got
I
his
never saw the
inspiration
movie.
from.
Yeah, it's not amazing.
Maybe this is where he got his inspiration for.
That's
Time
like
Machine.
like saying, you don't need to read Jules Verne's Journey to the Center of the Earth. You can just watch the one with Brendan Fraser. Yeah,
You can watch the movie.
that's totally fine. Just do that, and then if you really don't want to read the
Brendan
book, you can
Fraser
go
and
watch
Josh
the
Hutcherson.
sequel with The Rock.
The Rock.
Stop.
I hurt my own head though. I don't know. I don't want to talk. That's terrible. Why would I do that?
Why would you say that?
The book is so better. Like if you didn't
much.
catch my sarcasm, then
I've
I don't
never
know.
read Journey to the Center of the Earth.
no.
No.
Oh my.
I-
Homework assignment, Cleo.
I've read 10,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
I love that book.
Anyway, this is not book club.
ASOTV homework assignment.
ASOTV book club.
Yep.
That's what you should do.
We do a podcast chapter by chapter.
Book club.
Oh God, that's too much.
No,
I agree.
No.
All right.
Use it during the summer.
The whole freaking like showdown in the square with the dude and then the hunters show up. That was fucking crazy. I loved that sequence so much.
Yeah, it was
There
great.
I was
was-
surprised that Rip used an actual gun and not his laser gun.
Well, at that point he was trying to blend in.
Yeah.
But then the hunters
Well,
came and
I
it's like,
was
oh,
gonna say it never works out that way.
did
Yeah,
anyone see?
but part of it was Rip had already been in that timeline before, so he kind of had a bit of a history, and there's a possibility he may come back. So I think he was trying to do his best to just blend in.
Yeah.
There was a shot where it almost looked like camera equipment in the back, and there was like red flashy dots on it in that sequence, and it just threw me off because I was like, wait a second, what's going on?
Continuity errors. It happens. I mean, there's nothing you can do.
Take it out in post
Fix it in post.
after we watch it.
I loved when he hands Jonah the like future pistol, and he's like, "I'm gonna want that back." Did anyone see Rip take that back? Nope. I think Jonah still has it.
Yeah.
And he does
He
not
didn't
ever
say-
want to give it back.
He didn't say when he had to take it back.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I think he's gonna want to hold on to that one as long as possible.
Yeah.
You guys got anything else? Oh, we ended with the Pilgrim.
Yeah. I was gonna say.
This is the second episode that's ended with somebody shooting Mick.
Yeah.
When it ended, I was like, really? You're gonna do that to me again? I know she didn't actually shoot him.
I don't know.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe she did.
I think she did.
I think that's fucking lame.
So what the way the Pilgrim is she goes back in time and kills them before
their younger selves.
Yeah.
Before they know anything about what they're gonna do.
Right. So the only way that they're gonna be able to track her down is to know which member is killed. So if if Mick dies, right,
then they'll know to go to his younger self.
Right. So they'll know where to track her. So, I mean, they have a time travel device. They can just keep going until they find, the exact point.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, they must really, really, really want them dead because that's going to screw with the timeline. Not only, that's going to fuck with a lot of people's timelines.
Well, and I also...
It may work the same way as Eobard Thawne in The Flash, where it's a completely different...
No, the way that Eobard worked was because that timeline already happened, and then Eobard was coming from the future, right? So he went from the future. Think of it this way: it already happened. So we're talking about The Flash. If you haven't seen The Flash season 2, whatever, this is where we are, and it's too bad if it's a spoiler because everything here is all connected. This world, so suck it up. So Eobard went. He lives in the far future, whatever. So his first stop before getting back to Barry in season 1 was the season 2 point in which they jumped in. Right, that's where he first jumped in, and they met him there. And then Eobard went back to his time, and then went again further into the future. Right, and that's where he went. So that happened already, and then he died in his past. So when the future caught up to that moment, he had still already been there. That's how they got away with that. He had already done that. So even though it's our future, it was still his past. So it still happened. So it makes sense. But yeah, so I don't necessarily think it'll work that way because
it might be a little different.
Because you're killing a kid from the past. So he doesn't have the future to go through, so he would never be aboard the ship. That changes a whole lot. So.
Yeah, I wanted to think about it. If they killed Sarah when she was young, she wouldn't be on the boat with Ollie.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we see a in the promo Captain Lance. Let me read it. Rip's backstory is revealed. This is Last Refuge. The team is targeted by the Pilgrim, a deadly assassin who wants to erase the legends from the timeline by killing their younger non-superhero selves. As a protective countermeasure, Rip decides Sarah, Snart, Rory, Professor Stein, and Jax need to kidnap their past selves. I mean,
Rip, come.
I understand that.
Yes.
I understand why that would be the plan, but it's a stupid-ass plan. They need to kidnap their past selves first before the Pilgrim gets to them. Coming face to face with the younger versions of themselves proves to be both physical and emotional challenge for certain members of the team who would rather forget their past. Rip tells them he has a refuge for their precious cargo, an orphanage that raises future Time Masters where he grew up himself.
Okay, this does not make any sense to me because you could just kidnap your younger self and the Pilgrim can just go back 5 minutes before they kidnapped you. They're acting like every point in time is a fixed point and you can only go back to X amount of time, which that's not the case.
I don't know. This is sounding a lot like, oh, kidnapping the kid didn't help, let's kill him,
Yeah.
We'll have to see how they do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. Oh, yeah, we see a younger Captain Lance.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Very excited to see him in this show because I love Captain Lance so much.
Is he still a captain?
Well, no, he would have been a detective, I guess.
Yeah, he would have been detective.
Or a cop.
Yeah.
Depending on how far back they went. I think they were in a nursery, so if they went back to when Sarah was a baby, then he'd just be a cop.
Mm-hmm.
I love that they're going to kidnap their younger selves and then they're all going to group up for the first time, but in the past.
I don't know.
Baby Snart's gonna talk to Big Snart.
Ba, 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 ba.
Or in.
Well, it's right. He's already seen his past self.
Yeah.
Aww.
Yeah, but how far back are they going? Are they kidnapping them when they're like 1 year old? Or are they kidnapping them in their 20s?
They could
No,
kidnap
please
them
don't
at any
kidnap
time
them
they
when they're
want.
toddlers. You don't want that. You don't want that on the ship.
You know, you could go back and get Sarah as an infant. You can go back and get Snart when he's 7. You could do all of that.
You'll
They
get
could be all
toddlers.
different.
No
Imagine
toddlers.
the baby's running amok, and Gideon's just like, I don't know what to do. Somebody stop them.
Yeah, right. That's what I said. No toddlers. Please don't
Well,
get the
because that would
toddlers.
make the only way that makes sense is like take them when they're born, like immediately when they're born, and take them, and then the timeline will not be completely solidified because whatever, but the Pilgrim can't go back and kill them if they're aboard the ship if they never return, kind
I
of
don't
thing.
know, man. This is hurting my head.
And then if they
It
stop
is.
the Pilgrim, they could return the babies back, and the timeline will fix itself.
Or, the Pilgrim can just go back to before they're conceived and kill one of the parents off, and then hey!
Yeah, like I don't know. We're gonna have to see how this plays out.
See. Oh my gosh. So, Nikki, where
need
can
aspirin.
people find you?
They can find me on Twitter at LadyVenom24, LadyYvenom24.
Rachel,
Yeah, they can find me on Twitter at Savannah17.
Dom.
Find me down below at Phenomenon, PHENOMEDOM.
Do 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 do
Phenomenon.
do. And you can find me at Cleomoto on Twitter, Twitch, and Pinterest. You can find all of us at ASOTV Podcast on Facebook, Twitter, Gmail, and right here on YouTube. Follow us for some more podcasts from some of your favorite TV shows, movies, and video games. Until next time, bye-bye.
Why do I always walk out of this show with a headache?
Time travel.
I'm gonna go
We'll see
lay
you in
down.
the future, or are we going to see you?